My boyfriend is in dire need of money. I don't know what happened to his money, but one night he called me asking for a loan. I asked what he needed the loan for, and he couldn't explain. A day later, when he came again, he came with an explanation that sounded too good to be true. He said that he needed the money for a business and he is going to pay back in a week. What kind of business? He didn't want to answer. He knows I have the money, but I'm very careful with my money because I've been totally broke before. I told him I wouldn't let my money go until I knew the specifics. He put me under acute pressure to give him just half of the amount. I didn't, so he walked out of my door, and now he doesn't pick my calls until I call 1,000,000 times. He's accusing me of not being helpful and telling me he could have done that for me if the tables were turned. I know what money can do. It can break blood relations. So who are lovers that money can't break us apart? It's been weeks. He still wants the money. It's the reason he doesn't talk to me freely or even visit. When I call, he doesn't pick up. He'll later tell me he was busy looking for the money that I wouldn't give him. Should I? It's money we're talking about here. I'm scared. Sisters. All right. Sicha, I'm going to start with you. What are your thoughts on this letter?
Okay. You see, first things first, he needed the money. He mentioned to you that he needed the money. You asked him what exactly he was going to use the money for. He was not forthcoming with what he was going to use the money for. And as a man, the onus is lying on him to provide for the relationship. Not to say that every time that's supposed to be your job, but if the tables are turned, at least the least you can give is an explanation as to what you need the money for. Is it for a business? Is it for anything? And any supportive woman would honestly be willing to give you, if that is the case, if it's you're going to use it for a business and then you're going to make profits of it at the end of the day. But if the man is not willing to tell you what it is, then it means he's not trusting of you enough as a girlfriend to be willing to share what exactly he's going to use the money for. Because even if it was his own money, he still needs to tell you what he's going to use the money for, or what he's going to get himself involved in, to be able to probably get your advice or anything else. If he's not willing to do that, and again, your instinct is also not allowing you to give him. I think these are two red flags for you to not give him. And if he wants to not pick your calls because of that, good riddance to bad rubbish, honestly. There's no two ways about it. Some of these things, you will regret it at the end of the day, because something was nudging you not to do it, and you went ahead regardless to do it. So if she's feeling that funny and that type of a way, she should totally not give him. And if he doesn't want to pick her calls because of that, bye-bye.
Right. So Amma, what are your thoughts?
Well, excuse me, was it her ex-boyfriend or her brother? I don't like
her boyfriend.
Her boyfriend.
Right.
No, to tell you the truth, we women, I think we're God. If God had a gender, or how do you say this?
Yeah, a gender.
I think, because we really have this something that we can feel the vibration. I don't know this person, but I feel that this guy is so fake. And I'm sure that this lady, I will give her the advice not to give her the money, because you feel it that there's something behind. You know, if I am in need of money, like you said, he was in need of that money. You open your heart, you get down on your knees, you cry, or you tell your heart, you know, please, Mama, I need that money because this. Maybe you don't have to tell all the truth, but at least say something.
Tell all the truth.
Yes, because you really need it. You know how it is. But here we really feel that, and that type of negative pressure that he's now calling. He calls 100 times, and then you feel that something's, the snake is in.
All right, Olivia.
I agree. I couldn't agree anymore, because for me, it's like he is in need. he doesn't have the money, yet he has the nerve to give you attitude. And he doesn't even think that he owes you that respect to be even able to explain to you what he's going to use your money for. Chalet, like so many red boxes, like it's your money, you've worked so hard for it, you've earned it. You deserve an explanation as to where it's going, why it's going, and you know, you deserve it because you hold yourself accountable. And that's a good characteristic to have. It means that he doesn't think that he needs to hold, like he doesn't feel any sense of responsibility. So now I'm even beginning to feel like, would he appreciate the money that you would give to him? Would he even feel like he's accountable enough, you know, to use the money that you're giving to him? It's like, okay, you're giving it to me, at the end of the day, giving Ghana owes, so I can decide whether I want to pay you or I don't want to pay you.
Absolutely.
So, sweetheart, you know, I think that you should, I mean, we're all singing the same song. Go with your instincts. If you think you don't want to give it to him, don't give it to him. And if he doesn't want to call you, like the French will say, tant pis.
Tant pis. Very good.
And you know the funny thing, and you know, the funny thing is, even when you go to the bank to go and take a loan, you would have to give explanation as to what exactly you are going to use the money for. You can't be expecting to just go to somebody, a woman you are in a relationship with, and expect that because of that. I mean, even we women, when we are asking men for money,
absolutely,
you tell them what you're going to use the money for.
And you know, I'm recalling like a little sentence that you said, that when you call, he's not answering. He's like, I'm busy searching for the money that you did not give me. In French, we call those type of person pervers narcissique. I don't know in French.
Narcissistic person.
Person. Absolutely, because he's doing everything so that you can feel, you know,
guilt.
Guilty. You know how it is. No for me. No for me. No.
Honestly, you really don't owe him jack. You don't owe him jack, and that is how you know who, like, whether he has your interest at heart. Assuming that you actually, and you're just boyfriend, girlfriend, and he feels like he's in the position to sort of like blackmail you.
It
treat you
sounds like that.
So you can imagine if how many years down the line you decide to actually marry him, and you know, he takes your money and he feels at the end of the day, you're my wife, you know, I will use my money. This is what happens, and this is one of the many reasons why some women do not trust their partners with money, because they will be tiring and suffering with their partners, and by the time you realize their boyfriends and husbands have used the money, their little savings, they've used it to go and build some house for some chick
for somebody else.
And for me, this is like a big red flag. You know, some of the things that we need to ask ourselves, especially when we're embarking on the journey of relationship, some of the things we need to watch out for: finances, the temperament of your partner, whether he's loyal, whether he's loving, whether he's kind, whether he's God-fearing. And money is one of the most important things to look out for. What kind of partner are you going to marry? Are they spendthrift? Are they very economical with their money? Are they givers? And this is a really, really big red flag. And honestly, this is like, this is your saving grace. This is a blessing in disguise. Just clear the person off your list. If it's money, and the question is, are they in the relationship with you because of the money that you have? So if you didn't have the money, why would they be in a relationship? Aren't you worth more than just money? So if you don't have the money to give him, then he thinks that you're of no value to him. Sweetheart, sit back, look at this whole thing, reflect, and honestly, this, like, you don't need this kind of negative energy or negative person in your space.
Another thing, my sisters, we've spoken about that, has just occurred to me too, is the fact that, you see, sometimes you're able to tell a person's true character by how they behave when they don't get the things they want from you. This is an indicative of his behavior now that he didn't get the money.
Because you're not giving me out. I won't pick your call.
I don't care what anybody says. As genders, God created all of us with different positions and things we are supposed to do. And I think a man's place is to provide. It is in rare cases where you are not able to provide that the woman then jumps in. If already in the earliest in the relationship you are not able to provide, I mean, it's red flag for me. Honestly, go back to the drawing board and fix yourself.
But sisters, you know, it brings me to ask the question, just like you were saying, my dear, when you're in a relationship, isn't the money, because it's a very big, how do you say this, issue, problem, isn't it better also because everything goes through communication? And most of we women or men, when we are in a couple or in a relationship, we do not communicate on those type of serious things. You know how it is? So maybe I think it's also a thing that we can start doing by start talking about those issues, finances, and try to see how we can cope it up so that if ever today I'm in need or tomorrow you're in need or whatever, how can we do this?
How can we help each other?
Yeah, because in relationships, really, sisters, I've seen it, even me, you know, in my personal life, it's really complicated when it comes to finances. Sometimes you're with the guy for like 4, 5, 6 years and he's like, hey babe, voila, I need to talk to you. I'm in a dip, voila, and you're the only one that can help me here. What do? You know, you love him. You maybe have kids. You're committed. What do you do? So sometimes it's very complicated.
I honestly don't think it should be that complicated. We humans have made it so. Because if you're in a relationship with someone, my belief is we are open with each other. We are communicating with each other on every single topic. Therefore, even money can be discussed even at the earliest in the relationship. To the point where we all know that, okay, fine, this is our financial capability to do A, B, C, D. Now, if we get to this point where I'm stuck or you are stuck, I'll jump in to help you. But whatever it is, I know your state, your level of income that you get in, whatever it is, I'm fully aware of it. Because it also even helps when a woman is becoming overly demanding. Then you are able to tell. Because otherwise, if I see that you're driving a Lexus, for example, and I come in and ask you to probably go and start a business that needs an initial capital of 5,000 cedis. Really, it shouldn't be a big deal. Or 10,000 or 20,000.
It shouldn't normally.
Normally, based on what you see. But then again, if the person now explains to you, oh, this Lexus is even based on a loan that I'm paying for this and this and this, you're open to the person. They are aware of whatever is coming in. So when they are also making demands, that's just one side of it. And the other side is when an issue comes up, because they know what, let's say, what business you are into, whatever it is you are doing, how money comes in and how money goes out. When you go and now say, babe, I need your help. Olivia, I need your help to do A, B, C, D because I'm stuck here. They know exactly what it is they are supporting you with. Vis-a-vis you not telling me anything and then you expect me to just come and throw money at once.
And you know, I also feel like in as much as we all like equality sometimes, do you understand? You know, when it comes to relationships, it's never about being equal. At the end of the day, it's about one goal, and that goal is having 100. Today you can have the man can have 70 today, and you have 30. You can have 70 today, you have. You understand? So, in as much as relationships are like that still, I feel like it's important to communicate about finances. And because we do not communicate about finances in Africa,
complicated.
We make it hard.
Because for me, like, I had the opportunity to, my husband was very giving. When I met him, right, it was interesting. Recently, we were having this conversation with the kids in the car. We're talking about this whole spending thing. And it was interesting to know how we started off our relationship. When he gets paid, right, he would literally bring his salary and say, babe, this is the money. And when we were, at some point in time, he used his money to pay my fees when I was growing up, and I used my money to also pay his fees. But what I'm saying is that the conversation was so open that at every point in time, I know that, okay, even though it seems like separate accounts, it's a joint account, because I know that I'm bringing, for example, £2,000 at the end of the day. He's bringing £2,500 at the end of the day. We know that this is how much we have. This is how much we're spending on mortgage. This is how much we're spending on this. This is how much we're spending on that. So when a problem comes in, or we know that, oh, there's something that comes in, you both know at every point in time that, okay, this is a challenge that we both need to solve. At the end of the day, everybody is being giving. It's not like only one side. It's not like I'm like, give me, and then he's like, take. It's like a clear, open table. We know that these are our priorities. This is what we're supposed to. So everybody at every point in time is on the same page. And that's how come you even get to know your partner, whether they spend too much, whether they don't spend too much. And that's where you get to talk to them from a loving perspective, depending on what your overall goals are as a couple.
So I like the fact you said loving perspective, because as we can all see with this scenario, in as much as maybe the man must have been great, but I feel like he was faking. In the sense that when it was now time for, okay, I can't give you the money right now until you tell me what you need, he started showing
Yeah,
his true
exactly.
colors.
And he's too immature. Who
Yeah.
does that? I won't pick your calls up because
Yeah.
you're not giving me money.
Did you ever watch the Tinder Swindler?
Yes, it's like Tinder
He will be
Swindler,
giving
the movie.
giving you, and
Tinder
then the
Swindler.
day he makes a demand of you, it's huge.
Yes.
You feel indebted to him. You
So-
go and carry all your money,
and then you
you
give
get
it to
into
him.
and give it to him.
Right.
So sometimes
Wrong move.
people have all sorts of
Manipulation
manipulative
tactics.
tactics they use.
Absolutely.
Right.
I think if her instincts are telling her don't do it, please don't do it.
We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we will be looking at our second letter.